दिल हंसते हंसते रो पड़ा, दर्द आंसुओं में है बड़ा। दिल हंसते हंसते रो पड़ा, दर्द आंसुओं में है बड़ा। टूटी सबसे यारी, मैं तो जिंदगी से हारी, गई सांसों को दुखा के कहाँ पे ये हवा। क्यों रब्बा इस कदर तोड़े आवे, कि एक टुकड़ा न छोड़े आ। धड़कने के लिए धड़कनों में कुछ ना बचा। क्यों रब्बा इस कदर तोड़े आवे, कि एक टुकड़ा न छोड़े आ। धड़कने के लिए धड़कनों में कुछ ना बचा। ना 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 रे, ना 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 रे, ना 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 रे, हो। Wow, that was fantastic. Armaan and Amaal, welcome to Lawman Page 3 CineBlitz. It's always a pleasure talking with you guys. Tell us, you both are, killing it in the music space. You guys command such a massive fan following at such a young age. How does that feel?
You want to start?
If we start, it'll not stop, but I just want to say, एक simple चीज़ है कि we are two young musicians and singer who are working towards just making, honest, heartfelt music.
Yeah.
And honest, heartfelt singing. So that is the only focus. The fans are like family to us. They have been supporting us right from our Jai Ho days till now.
Yeah.
And the support has only gotten stronger.
Yeah. What about you?
Well, Amal summed it up pretty much. I don't have much to add to that, but what I want to say is that apart from the music, obviously, the music is something that we've devoted our lives to.
Yeah.
And ever since we have grown up, we've only thought about making good music and putting that out to the world. But what is really connected with the fans and why we have the fans that we have is because I think somewhere on social media, the way we are is very genuine, is very... I don't know if there's a distinction between us as like a celebrity and them as fans.
What is the key thing that you look into while selecting a song or composing a song?
I think musically, everything in my career and Armaan's career has been accepted with open arms. Sometimes what happens is because we're a film industry, सब depend करता है कि film कितनी चलती भी है, and depends on what films you choose also.
Yeah.
So in the starting days, I was unable to say no to many things, and it is tough when you say no. It gets a little difficult for others to react to it because I'm still young and all those things. But music का success आज अलग है कि film के अलावा भी गाने पहुंच रहे क्योंकि we have YouTube, we've got so many streaming apps, iTunes, Savan, Gaana, this, that, Wink, everything's there, Hangama, all of them together. Yani the reach of a song is now not dependent just on the film. It obviously 80% depends, but जैसे क्यों रब्बा है, even if it was not in such a big film, it would just take more time. Time लेता, एक साल लगता, जितना प्यार अभी मिला वो कास्ट बिग सब कुछ मैटर करता है गाने के सक्सेस में भी, बट इन एन ऑनेस्ट वेल कंपोज सॉन्ग कभी ना कभी तो इट विल रीच द ऑडियंस. सो लाइक आई वाज जस्ट डिस्कसिंग विद अरमान सम डेज बैक, कुछ तो है करके गाना. लॉट ऑफ पीपल डोंट इवन नो व्हिच फिल्म. इट्स अ फिल्म दीपक तिजोरी हैड मेड, दो लफ्जों की कहानी, रणदीप हुडा, अ स्मॉल बजट डिसेंट गुड फिल्म, बट वो गाना पता है लोगों को. तो आई थिंक वी वर रियली ब्लेस्ड कि ऑल द कोलैबोरेशंस दैट आई हैव हैड विद हिम, ऑब्वियसली दे आर स्पेशल. आई थिंक देयर इज गॉड्स हैंड ऑन दैट. And also with other singers, maybe when I've collaborated with Arijit or those films matter a lot in our country also, कि किस पे picturized है वो गाना. Starting of my career में दो 20-30 गाने थे, वो गाने successful थे और films नहीं थे, तो लोग गाने जानते हैं. But when I chose the right films, like maybe an Airlift, an MS Dhoni, a Kapoor and Sons, Badla, then Sonu Ki T2, those films plus the music. Now, even anyone else's music also, if I give an example of Tera Yaar Hu Main, you know, that film se pehle it was not pushed and, you know, promoted every year like the remakes of our album, like Dil Chori and all. But जो सच्चा और बेस्ट गाना था एल्बम था वो पिक्चर चलने के बाद वो उभर के निकला. You know, so
and it would definitely be the most remembered song from the album.
So I think every song has its journey, and I don't think, you know, कि छोटी फिल्म है या बड़ी फिल्म है. If I connect with the director and if he connects with the song, then I think he sings it. So it all is a process of that first blink and eye blink. And I remember Love Ranjan sir came and told me that dialogue, the beep wala dialogue, कि किसी beep को ये मत कहना कि वो beep है. And I just went up to him and I said, sir, I'm doing this film. You know, so it's that instant reaction. I wouldn't know if I would do it if he had said some other thing. So it was all happening, I think, process है कि वो film बड़ी होती है तो कभी-कभी ordinary music भी hit हो जाता है. That is also there. But कभी-कभी film छोटी होती है और music great होता है वो भी नहीं पहुंचता. So you can't really predict. But today, because YouTube and internet and phones and everything's on one button, so the music's going to reach out much easier.
Tell us what inspires you to sing.
For me, it's very important that when I hear the song, the very first feeling or reaction I have to that is the most important. Sometimes there have been songs where I have been compelled to sing a song, even though in the first reaction I have not felt, oh wow, this is an amazing song. You know, sometimes
that never happened in my song. I never forced you to say anything like that.
No, it's not happened with you know, our collaborations, but it happens sometimes, and somewhere you got to do that also in the whole passage of the career. You got to do some things that probably you wouldn't do because personally you don't find it appealing to you. For me, that very first moment when I hear a song and I know, like, yeah, this is amazing. That is very crucial for me. And that's what makes me excited. That's what makes me sing better also. It's not that I don't deliver my full potential in the songs, that I don't find that first reaction in also. But you can make out in the way a person is singing or the emotion the singer has when he's enjoying the song, when he loves the song.
I think both of us also react to any song that comes out as an audience first. You know? We don't judge it ki, as a music director in any one song. If we like it, we like it. We share it, we tweet about it. So it's that.
It's like how Amaal talked about Tera Yaar Hu Main. When we heard the song, we didn't hear it together. Amaal probably heard it in his room, or I heard it while traveling somewhere to some show. But our first reaction to each other was like, what a beautiful song, man. So if a song is able to evoke that in anyone, even in a musical person, sometimes we are more critical about music than we feel music sometimes. You know, when music, we're working 24/7 in the music business, so there are a lot of times where not about the money aspect, but I'm talking about the creative aspect. There are some calculated things also that go on. Like sometimes we know that this is the way that a chorus line should come or a hook line should come. But there are magical songs which just flow, and when you hear it, you're like, wow, this is a beautiful song. So that is very important.
All three
the
together.
Human emotion. Obviously, Amaal has more insight into what goes on to make a hit song. There is definitely, even if you deny, like, we would not like saying about it, but there is a formula that has
a little bit.
There is a little bit of that. But despite that, the song needs to have that soul. It needs to have that connect. That you, me, everyone when they listen to it.
All three factors, singing, lyrics and composition, jab ace hoti hai, then I think the song, like even Kyun Rabba or Tera Yaar Hu Main, or any song you take, like even the biggest Tum Hi Ho, तीनों factors बहुत सही थे गानों के. Production, obviously now music production also very important thing. ये सब, they are the three main kadis of the song, and then you design a world around it. So जब सब कुछ सही हो जाता है कि अच्छे words,
it's as simple as food, water and air.
If you get a good buffet, it's just that.
Buffet. Nice way to sum it up. Tell us, you both have maintained that it's not necessary to work with each other. You know, how did you guys come out with that decision? as not being a musical duo like everyone else does?
Yeah, like we are not a Vishal Shekhar or a Salim Suleiman or Sajid Wajid or any of those duos out
That's our
there.
team
We're
name.
not a composer duo.
Yeah.
I think there are two reasons to that. First reason is that our dad didn't allow it completely first.
Good.
Because our
He
dad
knew our temperaments. He's like,
Yeah.
लो साथ में अगर composer बन गए
मतलब-
बहुत और लड़ेंगे.
So his thing was that both of us need to have our individual.
It was also
identities.
Salman sir's decision also in a way.
Yeah.
Dad's and his because we were starting.
But
our
I think
career
it
with him.
initiated it
From dad.
came from dad,
And he supported,
Dad
he
at
said-
home only had told us, I don't want you guys to become like a composer duo or whatever, because I've seen a lot of those go wrong.
Yeah.
And everyone
And then
starts doing
both-
their own thing at the end of it. So
and
he's
then
saying, I want you all to
both
do your
face
own
the
thing
losses.
right at the beginning.
जब
And whenever
team
you all
टूटती है
come,
तो दोनों का loss होता है
Yeah.
unnecessarily.
yeah. So he said, I want you guys to do your individual things right at the beginning, so that when you all come together, it will be magic anyways. You all will come together some point or the other.
So have you guys ever fought over a song or something?
Ever just make it every song has been a fight.
Every song.
Every song.
Which is the biggest
I
fight?
think the biggest fight was that Ophir Noor song. It was from this movie called Noor.
Yes,
And we were recording in a studio in Juhu.
Title song.
And I sang one draft and I said, I'm going now. I have a flight in the morning I need to catch. I need to go home and sleep. So
It was not a genre that he had sung for me before. He had done all the romance. It was more like pop. Oof, yeah, Noor. More country, more up-tempo rock and roll vibe.
And he wanted a different vibe. I had sung it in my own vibe. Sometimes that's what happens. That's what I was just talking to Amaal also about. Being a singer is one thing, being a composer, singer is another thing.
True.
I mean, I could sing the song in a million ways
जो
possible.
मेरे लिए सही है वो मैं ही जानता हूँ ना.
Yeah, but what Amaal wants delivered in the track, that's a very different thing. So he came, shouted at me, we fought. I was like,
I locked the studio door. जो सबवे आया था उसका वो मैंने ही खा लिया और डैड को बोला आप आना नहीं अभी 7 घंटे तक इसकी क्लास है आज. पर उसके बाद जो गा के निकला है
वो गुस्से में गाया मैंने एक टेक पूरा, फिर उसने बोला
गाना किया
चलो जाओ अभी घर जाओ.
But then there were times when even I couldn't say anything. He sang तेरे मेरे from Chef ले जा मुझे that song. I was blown away by that performance.
So he
तो
entered
जहाँ
into-
सही था वो मैं ऐसे नहीं बोलता हूँ.
वहाँ पे रिकॉर्डिंग शुरू हो गई थी, सेम लाइक ओफिया नूर जैसे मैंने पहले ही शुरू कर लिया था. लेकिन हाफ वे अमल केम इन एंड देन ही हर्ड इट. I was like, please continue, don't stop. I'm not going to add anything to this. You do your thing.
Acha, so you guys said how Salman's been a huge influence in your careers.
We were two young musicians and singers who went with our music. And obviously वो एक चीज़ होती है कि इतने बड़े स्टार ने आपको मौका दिया पहली फिल्म में. That is a great launch pad. But if you see my music and everything for that film overall in that, there was something around it that didn't work. So after that, because we're like family, dad has worked on so many films with Sohail Bhai, with Salman, so we didn't want to ever, make him feel कि please हमें help कर दो. And, like maybe some others would have, but I didn't want to make that pressure felt on him because he giving a first break only to kids who are at 23 में composer, 19 में singer, वो इतना बड़ा risk है जो उन्होंने लिया. उसके बाद with what face do I go? I have not delivered. I didn't do music which was maybe right for him. Or I didn't succeed in the album, so I didn't want to give him कि please मेरे को एक और chance दे दो इसमें. वो naturally होना चाहिए. And when the time was right, we did Hero. So 8 months बाद हुआ वो. बीच में I did a सूरज डूबा, मैं रहूँ या ना रहूँ, जिंदगी आ रहा हूँ मैं, तेरे बिन नहीं, कौन सा था from सैया सुपरस्टार, तेरे बिन नहीं लागे जिया from लीला, then चल वहाँ जाते. All of these things I went into non-film because I wanted to explore more things. So I think I wanted to find myself and make him proud instead of a lot of people would have made him feel कि नहीं आपने chance दिया, but they didn't deliver. And that happens when you don't deliver, people don't repeat you. He must have wanted to, but there are factors. It's not succeeded. Why would you want to take that risk again?
True.
But obviously he never said that, and I never made him feel pressurized. But when we had a great song like मैं हूँ हीरो तेरा, he said we're back, we're doing this, as he is. And he said मैं करूँगा, and all those things, magic happened. So it will keep happening as and when he and we find a great song. Problem ये होती है कि मेरे nature में as a composer and Armaan also, we're not pushy people. कि हम लोग किसी को uncomfortable like even if you meet Karan Johar sir or wherever at a party and all, I would not go and say sir मेरा गाना सुनो. I don't like to intrude into people's place. जहाँ sitting वाली vibe होती है वहाँ हम लोग करते हैं. with every person is different how they like it. With Salman sir, we meet at a party, we'll sing with him or whatever. तो वो एक चीज़ थी कि we are obviously going to be the boys that were launched by him, and forever that is going to be something which both of us will never forget. And he's always there looking at our good work and supporting silently.
So you guys have also now got into judging reality shows. How does it feel judging and mentoring these young talents?
You want to say something?
Yeah, my show has young talents. Well, has little your age and elder talents. Basically, see, for me, I would say that for me it's the proudest moment, and because I could make my parents be proud about me being a judge, and they're really happy that we're doing this. Very proud that the journey started from Saregama Little Champs, where this young boy was a contestant.
True.
And from there, we four came close together as the Fantastic Four, as a family. And that show has a lot of emotions attached to our growth in music.
Mm-hmm.
So now me being a judge on that show is like life coming full circle for dad and mom. And मेरे लिए simple है, I'm the Little Champs judges में Little Champs में ही हूँ. Shan and Richa Sharma are like the seniors on the show, and I'm just the elder brother who's there to guide you. थोड़ा गुस्सा होता हूँ, समझाता हूँ, क्योंकि बाकी सब सिंगर का एक पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू देंगे, बट मैं एक कंपोजर का पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू दूंगा जो विल गिव देम बेटर इनसाइट. नाउ दे ओनली 12, 5, 7, 13 इतनी एज के हैं. अभी से इफ दे टोल्ड ना कि ये गलत है या ये सही है, देयर नो रूल्स ऑब्वियसली, बट थोड़ा थोड़ा व्हाट अ कंपोजर लुक्स फॉर इन अ फिल्म प्लेबैक वॉइस. तो 7-8 साल में when they arrive on the scene, they'll anyway be prepared by me to get into a studio and deliver how Armaan is doing today, how Arijit Singh, how Sonu Nigam, KK, all. अगर आपको वो बनने की dream है, तो you have to get an insight from who's in the scene as a composer like me.
Armaan?
For me, it's an amazing platform to be on. Firstly, I think I'm the youngest judge on national television.
True.
And for me, it's been a great journey. I started as a contestant on the reality show.
I'm the youngest in composers, so मेरा भी एक record बनता है.
True. I'm youngest overall.
Yeah, okay. दे दिया.
Family में competition. But it's amazing that I started as a contestant on the same reality show Amaal is judging right now, Saregama, and I've gotten to be a coach rather on this new show, The Voice, which is coming on Star Plus. And the best part about being a coach is I've seen a journey from a contestant to a child playback singer, then an adult playback singer, and then doing live shows, concerts, and then arriving on this show. So there's a lot of things that I have seen as a singer that I know that I'll be able to share with the contestants who are coming onto the show and who are in my team. And they're almost the same age as me, which makes it more relatable to them as well, because they'd rather hear that from a friend of theirs who they would like to hear and listen to and take notes. So one of the few things that I did on the show was get the contestants inside the recording studio.
Oh, that's great.
Other coaches did their own bit to kind of open up their contestants, but I brought them into the studio and I said, after the show, your ultimate destination is going to be this. This is going to be your Mecca. As any musician, for any singer. And I went through like how music composers want you to throw your voice on the mic, or how they want you to deliver. Some lines need to be soft, some need to have that breath control happening in some places, and we just basically jammed into the studio, made them more familiar with a recording environment, because all of us actually, when we go for shows and concerts, that's secondary. But we go to the shows and concerts because of the songs we've recorded in the recording studio.
So what do you guys think of this scene? Like the music scene's growing, we are seeing a lot of new things happening. What do you guys think of the future of Indian music?
I think we are too young to say anything about the future of Indian music, but obviously we are going to be a part of it, and we are trying our best to keep our original music alive. And see, always there are trends, and sometimes you have to follow them, and I don't blame anyone, because the people who are above us have the more decision making power, like a label or a producer or a director. So I don't blame composers directly. Obviously, even I've done remakes, Tanishq has done, Rocha Kohli's done, we all are doing it. But the volume That's been my biggest concern, is too much now. Even if you see the senior guys, Pritam Da, Vishal Shekhar, Salim Suleiman, Shankar Ehsaan Loy, they've done Parda Parda, Bachna Hasino, Apni To Jaise Taise, ये सब गाने remake हुए हैं, पर एक होता था 200 गानों में.
Yeah.
Now what has happened is that in 1 year there are 80 remakes and 20 originals, and the money that is spent to promote, to publicize on television, on radio, is spent more on the remakes. That's why you see those millions and billions on the remake songs and little less on the originals. So if you see, I'll give you the biggest example. Suraj Dubai, my song, which is my biggest anthem, जैसे बोलते हैं, club song, which has lived from 2014 to 2019, is 40 million views.
Yeah.
Now. Yeah.
And what is the value of that song? Is $1 billion.
Yeah.
Today, obviously, the growth is more. People expect. अभी क्या जैसे films में एक phase आता था कि 100 crore films successful है, ऐसे 100 million गाना successful है. Dance tracks specifically, क्योंकि romantic tracks I think are like slow poison. They'll take their time and they'll grow, unless they have a superstar, big star in it immediately doing all these things. You need an SRK to make a love song really big. So the trend is something which we are being forced to follow, and it's a personal choice. Like, I don't recommend others to do what I did. I left about 16, 17 films. That's a risk on your career. My parents also thought it's a risk, but I made my step back after Sonu Ki T2 because sorry I'm taking time, but this is something I have to always clear, because there has to be something exciting for me to do the film. Like Starcast and all that, that's whatever has to come to me. I don't say no immediately. It all depends how I vibe to a film. But agar aaj multi-composers ka bhi trend hai, which is successful also. Like a lot of people say it's not, but Kapoor and Sons mein me, Tanishq, Jasleen, we have delivered.
Amaal did his first big hit, Suraj Dubai.
It had Ankit Tiwari doing Tu Hai Ki Nahi, Meet Brothers doing Chittiya Kala, so collaborative album also works. Kabhi it becomes too many cooks spoil the broth also. So it's not always going to be कि एक ने किया तो amazing ही होगा. कभी एक can also screw an album, कभी 7 can spoil an album. But within that, when a producer or anyone suggests to me कि मेरी film करो, या calls me for one song, that one song has to be original. If you're calling me for 2, I don't mind doing a remake, but I want the ability, that freedom कि मैं एक और करूँगा जो original. नहीं तो what is my credibility? Why am I coming onto album to do someone else's remix and take their credit away and not even mention that in an interview कि वो उनका गाना है? I don't believe in that. The credits of the original makers are coming down on YouTube. Give it just next to my name. How we did Ghar Se Nikalte, I've done Soch Na Sake. Everyone knows these are pop songs that were remade. There's due credit given. Don't say कि ये मेरा गाना है. ये आपका गाना नहीं है. कल it is someone else's song. I have to say this is a tribute, how we said it. Obviously, a lot of public also says कि अरे Bollywood भूल गया music ये वो सब, तो फिर आप Saturday night को जाके क्यों मांगते हो नया हम्मा हम्मा बजाओ, नया तम्मा तम्मा बजाओ, नया आँख मारे बजाओ, क्योंकि वो successful गाने हैं. Tanishq has done super hit work in that, and you have supported it, and you love it. I love it too. And गाना गाना होता है. Remake अच्छा होगा तो चलेगा, बुरा होगा तो नहीं सुनती है. So it's very important कि वो balance रहे. That's what I'm fighting for. कि remakes करो, अच्छे से करो, जैसे हो रहा है उसको थोड़ा सा एक balance करिए, 50-50 हो. Original भी हो, remake भी हो.
I currently feel the present scenario is a little messed up. I don't like it. Being very honest about it, as a singer and as a creative person, as a musical person, it's very limiting. It's less conducive for us to become the way we want to, do music, or the kind of music that we want to do. But I personally feel like this happens in our industry or in every industry every few years. There's a cleanup period which happens. And during that buffer period, lot of negative things happening, lot of wrong things happening, but the outcome will always be great. And you're coming to your question, what do you feel the future of the music industry? I think it's going to be great. I think India is going to go global now. In a few years, it's already begun. Our views, the traction our songs are getting, the popularity of Indian films abroad has spiked up over the last 2 years, and it will definitely spike up even more.
Yeah, and I think
And newer good people will come in.
yeah, and mainly see Bollywood and future of Indian music are two different things.
Yes.
Yeah,
That has
true.
to be cleared out.
Yeah. True.
There is a Prateek Kuhad, there is a Jasleen Royal who've come out from the indie scene. There is Armaan Malik who's done non-film first. There's a Darshan Ral, there's Guru, the Badshah. So these guys are also supporting Indian music.
True.
And it's very important कि film industry एक है, music industry अभी है नहीं, बना रहे हैं इन लोग सब. They're working towards that. I think that is more important. Today you're doing a good song of yours, YouTube पे डाला आपने, Instagram पे डाला, कहीं पे डाला. Music can reach out through anywhere.
True.
So make some music for yourself. If people don't believe in it, labels don't believe in it, you have a YouTube platform. You have so many other sites now. Upload your song. Let people decide. Why let someone else judge your music only?
True. Thank you guys for
Thank
talking
you,
about it.
bro.
It was fantastic. All the best for your future collaboration.
Thank you.
man.
See you.
So, yeah.
Hi guys, मैं हूँ अमाल मलिक.
Hi everyone, मैं हूँ अरमान मलिक और आप देख रहे हैं CineBlitz.
And if you like this video, don't forget to like, share and subscribe.